us down. The world couldn't keep us down. We are back. We cannot be contained. We will carry on these predictions. Everyone, ice cream is at stake here. And by God, will we fight for it. Lucy, we're back. No one can contain us.
YouTube just thought we were too powerful and decided to it shut down. I'm not blaming YouTube. I don't know what happened, but we're just too powerful. So where were we?
Too powerful for YouTube, but we are back here to say some predictions here. We left off after Jay Joshua and Brett Hoptech, so we will now talk about the other half of the matches here. So we will begin by talking about Elijah versus Jordan Breaks versus Denzel Mack versus Brendan White versus James Taylor. A multitude
of a mouthful, isn't it?
It is a bit. It's a bit of a. I would actually probably call it like a wrestling. I was even doing it with the accent then. A wrestling smorgasbord of content and matches there. Obviously, in terms of predictions, I alluded to it earlier in the stream. I am saying Jordan Breaks for this time round. Jordan Breaks is going to be a wild card here. I feel as though that it's going to be his ingenuity, his intelligence, his craftsmanship of every single wrestling hold under the sun. For me, Jordan Breaks will walk out of here as the winner.
Well, there's a lot of people to choose from in this one, and the person I've landed on is Elijah. I think, he defeated Jack Landers, Emerson Jane already. He just needs the one more medallion. I was so impressed with him in the ring that I really think that this is his for the taking. I think he's going to be super determined, and I'm not sure if anyone in this match can stop him.
So you're predicting then, Lucy, Elijah will achieve all three of his medallions then?
Yeah, I am. Title shot.
Title shot possibly incoming for Elijah then. That is a very enticing prospect of Elijah versus Joseph Connors there. Now, we will move on. Again, it is headbutts versus head kicks. It is TK Cooper versus Chantel Jordan. Lucy, who have you got for this one?
I've got Chantel Jordan for this one. And the reason being, I know that she couldn't pick up that silver medallion against Jay Joshua, but I feel like that's going to spur her on to prove herself that she can do it in this time limit match. She came so close against Jay Joshua. I mean, we heard her in that interview. I just think she's got the drive within her to really rise to this challenge, and it is certainly going to be a challenge. But she's had both of the other medallions before, and I think that she can get there again. Yeah, I think she is more driven than ever, as if that's possible, and I think that we're going to see all of her skills on show.
That is completely fair. That is a very, very good choice there. But once again, I am going to go opposite. I am going to be saying TK Cooper for this one. I really do think that TK Cooper, one little fact about where we are. So again, Margate, May the 15th at the TPW Academy. For TK Cooper, this is a bit of a home game for him in terms of for where TK Cooper is. Obviously, very much prominent in Pro Wrestling Colossus. Shout out to Pro Wrestling Colossus. Very, very amazing promotion based in Margate as well. He has made his home there. He is very familiar with Margate. And I feel as though with Chantel Jordan, it might be a bit of an away day for her. So I feel as though with the spurring of what would be kind of like a home game for him, and with something to prove with TK Cooper, within the grind itself, this is going to be his first appearance, but with that Medusa Complex match, he was unsuccessful in that. So I think TK Cooper, with that combination of things, he's got a lot to prove. And I feel as though he'll do that against Chantel Jordan.
Yeah, certainly what you said about like having wrestled there before, that certainly does play a part, whether you're familiar with the area, and also the fans in the audience too certainly does play a part. So very good point.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's this is the thing with all of these matches. You can't, Lucy, I'm sure you would agree. It's actually really hard to it's actually really hard to pick a winner.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyone watching, please do either stick them in the chat now or let us know afterwards what you think. Do you agree or disagree with us? Do you think I'm right or do you think Connor's right?
I mean,
I'm
that's
usually right. So
oh, I'm sorry. Was that fighting talk there, Lucy? Goodness me,
no,
I
he's
thought
right.
competition, but I thought our friendship can be broken up by competition. Goodness me, it's all happening now. We'll go on to our next match then, and this is going to be an interesting one. And maybe this would be one that we might agree on. I mean, like it might be a weird one to say, but the Duchess versus Dani Luna, certainly the biggest match of the Duchess's career, taking on TNA, DPW, Riot Cabaret's Dani Luna, literally one of the best professional wrestlers like ever. Like, I'll stop at that sentence. Just one of the best professional wrestlers in the world today.
Absolutely. And yeah, I love the Duchess. I think she's done incredible things in Spinebuster. But as Scott Steiner once said, the numbers don't lie. She hasn't won a match yet. So it's hard to say confidently, I think she will win this one against someone as the caliber of Dani Luna. So to be honest, I hate to doubt the Duchess, but I do think that Dani Luna probably has this one in the bag. But I will say that with a caveat, I think as long as she brings her A game and doesn't underestimate the Duchess, I think that could be a big mistake. I think it could be an understandable mistake because, okay, you just look at the win-loss record, 0 and however many, I'm not sure how many, but if you go and watch those matches, I think that's what Dani Luna has to do. You can see that the Duchess has really given them her everything and earned the respect of her opponents. So I think it might be closer than we expect. But yeah, in good faith, I can't sadly predict the Duchess to win this one.
That is completely fair. One of those matches, obviously you've mentioned the previous matches the Duchess has had. Obviously we've and I mean, Old Librarian, I think that's a very, very good shout.
Yes,
like,
exactly
I think
that.
that's a very, very logical thing there. We've talked about her battles with Harry Milligan, with Rio, with Harley Hudson. And also, one of those matches was with Chantel Jordan. When I was doing the interview with Chantel, I was also able to get a quick comment from her in regards to her match with the Duchess. We'll have a quick see what Chantel Jordan said about the Duchess after her match against her. No, in fact, what we'll do is actually we will have something a little bit different, just because I think with our luck thus far in terms of the technical difficulties, I will come out and say it. Chantel Jordan was very complimentary about the Duchess in terms of her match. But Lucy, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going to agree with you. And I'm also going to say Dani Luna. I'm also going to say Dani Luna for this one. As we've mentioned before, and as the Old Librarian had said, the heart says the Duchess, the head says Luna. Getting a little thing in my ear, I can confirm that we have found the footage of Chantel Jordan talking about the Duchess. Let's throw that quickly to there.
You know what? I really enjoyed my match with the Duchess. Like, I'd never heard of her before, like, before I worked there. Obviously, I only found out about her until I worked that Spinebuster show. And I thought she was actually, like, really good. She's got a lot of, like, heart and determination, and she really wants to, like, put the effort in, which I, like, really appreciate. So her going up against Dani Luna is just, like, a massive stepping stone for her. And I just can't wait to see it. I look forward to seeing it.
So obviously, Chantel Jordan, a lot of complimentary things to say about the Duchess, and you've said it, Lucy, as well. Like, it's still so early on in the Duchess's journey, and yet she's taking on so many fantastic wrestlers at this point of time.
Yeah, and all the experience that she'll be picking up from that, the things that she'll be learning, and certainly, like, I know that losing doesn't help your confidence, but hearing from her opponents afterwards and hearing their praises has got to mean something to her. So I do think that this one I don't think we should underestimate how close this could potentially be.
100%. And either way, it's going to be a fantastic match. But for the first time in our predictions, we are both picking Danny Luna. We actually agree, which is I'm not going to lie, it's a nice, refreshing change of pace. I really enjoy that. So we are moving on to our last match on May the 15th in Margate. If you haven't got your tickets yet, get your tickets to come and see this. Medusa Complex, Millie McKenzie, and Charlie Evans versus Rising Tide, Leon Cage, and Shane Hook. Lucy, this was the first match announced as part of the Margate show, and when I saw this come up, it just locked in. It just solidified how great a show this is going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I think this is going to be absolutely brilliant. Two fantastic teams. But which of the two teams do I think is going to win? I'm going to say Medusa Complex for this one. I think because they've got the experience advantage, and you just can't understate like what they've achieved worldwide in their wrestling careers, and I just think that they've got just that bit of an edge because of that. I think they know what it takes to be clinical in a tag team setting, and yeah, for that reason, it's Medusa Complex for me.
That is completely fair. That is completely fair. I think for me, I am going to be going with Rising Tide just because they are so quick. They are so explosive. They are legitimately, I will say this, one of the best tag teams in the world right now. The fact that these two together are such a combination. And I feel as though that, again, as we have said it before, like this first time ever matchup, you wouldn't expect these two teams to go against each other, but here we are living in this reality where it's Rising Tide versus Medusa Complex. Both Shane Hook and Leon Cage, I think we are going to be saying their names still in professional wrestling in 5 to 10 years time. As Old Liberian has said, Medusa Complex has the experience, and that will have a factor and might edge out the quickness of Rising Tide. But I think for Rising Tide, they have got so much ceiling, and I feel as though that motivation is going to really spur them on. So I am going to finish out my predictions by saying Rising Tide going up against Medusa Complex and getting the victory against Millie McKenzie and Charlie Evans. Either way, I think, as it's been mentioned before, let's just take a moment to look at this card, because Lucy, this is spectacular.
Yeah, this is definition of a stacked card. If you want to see this in person, if you want to be there, see it for yourself with your own two eyes, you've got to get a ticket right now for Margate on the 15th of May. Tickets are only £5 or even less. You can use the code Unpacked for 25% off your whole basket. You can get a picture with Medusa Complex. It's going to be a fantastic day. If you can get to Margate, please do. I really want to see you there. It's going to be incredible. You do not want to miss this.
As we have said before in episode 1, it's so important to keep fantastic professional wrestling alive in this time and during this calf period. So if you are near Margate, if you're around the south of England, or if you just fancy a day at the beach, even if you're not, if you just fancy coming down, yeah.
I'm coming from Lancaster.
Lucy's coming all the way from Lancaster, for goodness sake. Like, honestly, dedicate. I mean, like, I will just do a quick shout out to you, Lucy. Like, honestly, one of the best, fastest rising commentators out there.
Thank you so much, Conor. I appreciate that.
So
I enjoy working alongside you. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I feel like this show is going to be the peak. It's going to be the pinnacle. It's only going to go up from here. So,
as a wise scholar once said, the only way is up, baby. Now, obviously, here we are. So we will finish up, but we will do one final plug. As Lucy mentioned, Unpacked for 25% off. But let's throw it quickly to the advert, just so you can ingrain this into your brain one last time. on May the 15th at the TPW Academy in Margate. See one of the best wrestling cards put today. See some of the most fantastic wrestlers on the circuit today. See some of the best professional wrestling, period. May the 15th in Margate. Spinebuster Underground Live. Tickets £5 or less. Come and support some fantastic wrestling. We would love to see you there, and it's going to be a fantastic time. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in and bearing with us. Despite hell and technology and the world against us, we have seen it through. So thank you so much to Lucy for joining me here. Thank you so much to Spinebuster for putting this on. And thank you so much to all of you for watching. I'm the vanilla latte of professional wrestling commentary, Conor Bailey. We will see you in Margate on May the 15th. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. See you later.